December 12th, the Clausen family countdown to Christmas. Hockey player. 13 days till Christmas. Cam woke up early on the 12th day of December. He was excited about his turn to choose the villager. Ice skating the day before gave him an idea for today's adventure. "Molly, wake up," he said. "Let's go have some fun." "It's too early. Go play for a while," said Molly. "I want to sleep a little longer." Cam went into the family room, disappointed that he was the only one awake. Turning on the lights, Cam sat down to take a good look at the village. There was so much to look at. Of all the times he and Molly had been in the village, there were many things he had not seen. Cam noticed that the library looked much like the one they went to for story time every Tuesday. The grocery store was much nicer than the one in their small town. Cam saw that Ella was on top of the church steeple keeping watch. The villagers all seemed to be in place, waiting for the children to join them. Cam took the satin box from the shelf. Walking back to the family room, Cam wondered what would happen if he went into the village without Molly. He opened the satin box and took out the hockey player. "Maybe I can play a game of hockey and be back home before Molly gets up," he thought. Cam placed the hockey player on the frozen pond. Suddenly, Cam was swept into a wild flurry of snow and gazump, landed right into the village. He was close behind the hockey player, sliding out of control into the net. Helping Cam up, the hockey player said, "Hey, are you all right?" "I'm okay," said Cam. "Can we play a quick game?" "Sure," said the hockey player. "I'm Mayor, by the way." After introducing himself, Cam took position at one of the goals as Mayor squared off to start the match. The two played for several minutes with no goals scored. A small crowd gathered to watch the game. "Can we play?" asked several of Mayor's teammates. "Of course," said Mayor. "Let's get a real game going." Cam was excited to play with a real team of junior hockey players. Even being the smallest one on the ice did not bother him at all. Cam did his best to dodge the advances of the biggest players and even managed to score the first goal. "Hooray! 1-0, yelled his teammates. The crowd got bigger as the game went on. Back at home, Molly was just getting out of bed. She wandered into the family room to see what Cam was up to. Molly saw the open satin box near the village. "Oh dear, this can't be good," she said. Molly looked at the village and saw the hockey players on the ice. They were not there yesterday. Since Cam was already in the village, Molly did not know what she was going to do to join him. "Maybe if I put another villager by the pond," she thought. Molly took a little drummer boy out of the satin box and placed him by the pond. Nothing happened. Molly was still at home. She put the drummer boy back in the box and tried another villager. Still nothing happened. Molly started crying, worried that Cam might not get home. "Molly, don't worry," a faint voice called. Molly looked up to see where the voice was coming from. She saw that Alyssa, the Christmas tree angel, was speaking to her. Alyssa untangled herself from the tree and floated down to Molly. "You can only place one new villager each day," said Alyssa. "But since I have already been in the village, I may be able to take you back." "But you're so much bigger now. Where will I place you?" asked Molly. Alyssa fluttered her wings and started spinning around Molly. Suddenly, Alyssa was small again. She flew into Molly's hand, ready to go into the village. Molly placed Alyssa on top of a tree near the pond. Suddenly, Molly was swept into a wild flurry of snow and gazump! Landed right into the village near the frozen pond. She was surprised that Cam was doing so well skating with the bigger players. Cheering along with the crowd, Molly was very proud of him. The game ended with a 2-1 win for Cam's team. As Cam moved off the ice, he caught sight of Molly. "How did you get here?" he asked. Molly explained how Alyssa had helped her. She then proceeded to scold Cam. Don't ever come into the village without me, said Molly. You never know what might happen. Cam thought that Molly was being silly, but agreed nonetheless. We need to get home before Mom and Dad get up, said Molly. They will be very worried if we are not there. Okay, I'm pretty hungry after that game. Maybe Mom will have breakfast ready, said Cam. The children walked home with Alyssa. They managed to slip into the house without being noticed. Alyssa took her place back on top of the Christmas tree. Cam and Molly wandered in the kitchen to find Mom cooking breakfast. What have you been up to this morning? Asked Mom. I played a game of hockey while Molly was asleep, boasted Cam. Molly looked at Cam, horrified that he told the truth. Cam means that he put the hockey player in the village and pretended to play a game, said Molly. Mom smiled. I think Cam would be a great hockey player, she said. The children spent the rest of the day at home enjoying time with Mom and Dad. Molly and Cam drifted off to sleep that night, thankful for a wonderful home and family. To be continued.